Hello and welcome to the Elevate Show. My name is Mary Wikali, and every single Wednesday evening, myself and the amazing gentleman, Benjamin Zulu, tupigie makofi. We sit here and have very interesting, life-changing conversations. And today is no different. Zulu, karibu sana.
Asante.
Uko tayari?
Niko tayari.
Umekuwa mzima?
I'm so excited. Particularly when I hear narratives of personal change.
Yes.
Because I think we have been told too much about fate or background or family history, so that many of us really we just continue with what we are handed.
Absolutely.
So when I hear somebody can change from criminal to cardinal.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, yes.
When I hear that somebody can change from this way of life to this way of life, and because when you are told that your network, represents your net worth,
yes,
we only hear money.
Yes.
We don't hear that your network morally makes you somebody. The people you hang around, the things they advocate, what they do, the lifestyles. When I hear that, we want to talk about somebody who changed how they view life, what they call important, the role they play in a relationship as a wife, husband, whether they are faithful, whether they are cheating serially. Because one of the things, I was talking to some brothers somewhere, and they were telling me it's very hard to read women. And we have that's a universally known truth. Mwikali may argue, but it's easier to read a star out in the outer space with the telescope.
I don't know if you are having this conversation with our producer, Job, because we had this exact conversation.
Let me tell you, the hardest thing is to peer through a charming woman like Mwikali who is happy with you, who likes you and you like her back. And you are there across taking coffee and chatting, and that was the evening, and a video call, and is there space, Joe Tulale, the kind of things we saw, And nibakishie chakula, there's your share, It's very hard for a gentleman to peer through that. Yeah. And we're saying, yes, it is hard to read women, but the easiest thing is to read who she hangs out with.
All right.
The easier thing is to see the moral life she supports by hanging around it.
Yeah.
And if you are married and you're trying to build a family, but all her friends are single, divorced, they hate men, they have this philosophy, bitterness with the men, women are better off alone, whatever men can do, women can do better. If that's the philosophy of the people she's around, she subscribes to that.
Yeah.
To hear that somebody left that because of, I know in marriage counseling, you only think we deal with divorce or breakup. Sometimes we do preemptive divorce prevention.
Oh.
The people who are headed for breakup.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the summary of what we do to actually rescue marriages is to change the moral direction of the partner who is diverting.
Oh, wow.
They were hanging around with women who hate men and marriage, or who are bitter, not healed, who are frustrated with their fathers, who are transferring everything to men, who are about, corner men, hit that one, feel satisfied that you've gotten back at the gender wars.
Yeah.
That you manage to transport her back. I'm not saying women are always the cause. I'm saying example of the causes is when you hang around people who don't espouse the life you live.
Yeah.
It is rationally correct. You can argue, you can pull out statistics, you can pull out research and professors and everything. But when you can finally say, let me hang around people who believe in building.
Yes.
Warmth, forgiving, journeying together, I think today I'm excited that somebody changed the course of their life.
Absolutely.
By just changing what they believe. Yes. And so that we can help know that people can come from prison to pulpit, or from things that they used to do and they were victim to being victors themselves and rescuing others.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I really am excited as you are, because sometimes when we listen to Zulu, they may think Zulu akokule juu. Zulu is perfect. But when we listen from our peers telling you that my life is a testimony of what transformation looks like. Like I tried, I failed. I tried to transform again. And it wasn't transformation from just one thing. It is transformation from crime. It's transformation from alcoholism, addiction, and all of that. And being able to walk away from that.
Can we also mention that sometimes I need to recover from my father's addiction? Sometimes I need to recover from my mom's bitterness with men. Sometimes I need to heal from my family's obsession with the money, hoarding, greed. Yes. I need sometimes to outgrow my family's shooting of each other for wealth.
Yeah.
Today we see prime properties that are not developed. And you wonder, where is this plot seated here? Because people are in court shooting each other
Yeah.
rather than develop it.
Yeah.
And they die, their children continue the fighting, they die. But because
It's passed on.
you may need to overcome your family's materialism, greed, strife, and what we are calling today recovering addicts.
Yeah.
I want to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
They're not recovering from their own addiction. It was handed to them. Some of us, I saw one lady who put a party to celebrate boarding an airplane. Okay, I know Miguel is always flying, so a complete party.
Yes.
With banners. Because she was the first in her many generations to fly. And there was a statement, a spell from those ancestors. Nobody will fly. Particularly not from this bloodline. No bicycle, nothing. Then she managed to fly. She took photos and printed big and put it there. I did it. So some of us may be regular flyers.
Yes.
You may think the fact that you got married is irregular in your family, eh? You know, I had a mentor who his father was a reverend, his grandfather was also a minister. Me too, I came from a family of ministers in the other kingdom. So
Zulu, we need to have a conversation. We will talk.
so that my father and his father
Yes.
were selling illicit brew.
Yes,
It was just wife batterers. So that his memories of the stories he grew hearing from grandpa, what he saw, I came to know it, there were two worlds apart.
Yeah.
He did not have the condescending language I had about women. He did not have the objectification about women.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying all ministers or Christians are healthy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that his background himself had the family values, warm. They came home. The men from his family came home. Mine did not come home. When they come home, they wake you up and chase you out. You know, it's true here. when you hear them around, you run away. Even the dogs and the cats hide because some lion has come home.
know.
You know?
Yeah.
But for him, it is the father hugging. Huh?
Yeah.
Hugging a dad. I mean, so we can't even think boarding a plane, hugging is a simple
just
thing.
normal, yeah.
Some of us have to recover from what you were handed on. So I hope as we discuss, people begin to actually sometimes disown dysfunction. Stop saying, ile ulevi yangu imerudi, my alcoholism is back, my
Yes.
cheating is, it's not yours.
Own it.
Stop
Why?
owning it. Sometimes
Yeah.
you say, what was thrown me by my ancestors. There's a meme I liked, that one person had been shouted at by their father. They shouted at their son. The son shouted at the son. But when that son came himself saying, where have all of us been? I heard my dad being called stupid by his dad.
Yeah.
His dad had also been called stupid by his dad.
Yeah.
My dad is, will I also call my son
Stupid.
stupid? He changed the language.
Absolutely.
And call him, you are my beloved, you are genius. I can't wait to brag with you to the world. So he showed up in the swimming pool, when the boy has gala, competition, prize, and he would hug and say, my son. By just that, it changed the programming. Today is a testimony of a person who changed the message where he reached. Let's become in a movie we have transitional character who introduces a change in. Mikali is an actor, she will understand that well. Sometimes the character does not continue the story. They change direction.
Yeah.
Can we also be the generational narrative changer who changes the language, what you are passing on? And I'm happy today we have such a story.
Absolutely. And let's give him a round of applause. And just before I introduce our guest today, Zulu, I'd like to know some of the factors or some of the things or the strength that people have to make such transitions. What are some of those things that they have to go through?
I love that question because you're putting very pleasant language. But let's tell you the truth. We change because we are tired. True or false?
Okay.
Honestly, it's not because we are saintly, we saw an angel, a revelation, and we were elevated
Thunderstorms.
to a higher.
No.
Let me tell you the truth. Me, how I know myself,
Yes.
hardly has any major change in my life came from a happy place. It came from pissed off, sick with myself.
Tired.
I know many times I can tell you, I decided I'll never feel this way about this person, this situation again. I better feel something worse, but not this one. I mean, you know.
Yes.
Because I had a sister to my mother explaining the behavior of her husband, and she was actually explaining my father. So my mother and the sister were married to twins who did not know each other. You know, you can have people like that. They abuse you the same, cheat the same, the same, and you're wondering, these men don't know each other. You are your sisters. Could it be that the template you were given for choosing men? So, Mikali, to answer you, I wished to say it's because we have a revelation. I wish you could say I had a song that inspired me.
No.
No,
We have to get
the
tired.
patterns that we borrowed are too deep-seated
Okay.
to be changed by good feelings. We get sick. We get fed up. We get angry. And I tell you the truth, the day you get angry enough and say, I would rather die than repeat this, that's when you change.
Absolutely.
So, Mikali, there are people who change out of happiness, but we are not one of them. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think that has set the stage. Thank you so much for that, Zulu. That has set the stage for our guest today. I will go by the introduction that he gave us. Mimi ni mzuri sana saa zingine. Ninashindwa kusema vitu vingine. But he has recovered from addiction. He is a reformed criminal. He's a counselor now, and he's also an evangelist. Help me welcome Cyrus K. Welcome back to the Elevate Show. We talked about transformation in a big, big way, and Zulu made it very clear. It comes from a place of utter discomfort. There are no angels singing. There's no miraculous song. Hakuna thunderstorms, pengine thunderstorms in your life that are causing you to change. So we have our guest in studio today. He's an addiction counselor and evangelist, a reformed ex-criminal. Cyrus, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Asante. It is so lovely to have you here because when I heard about your story, I was like, wait, what? Introduced to alcohol at the age of 7 by your own father. Take us back there. What was the situation like?
So thank you very much, even for the invitation. Hello to my wife and my son, Alfie.
Yes.
They are watching us tonight. So my name is Cyrus K, an evangelist with the Cornerstone Family Chapel, Pale Kamakis. And that is not what I was.
No.
Let us go back.
Let's go back.
So I'm born in Kirinyaga, and I'm the last born. Kwetu hatuko wengi, we are 8. Wanane, hatuko wengi sana. So being the last born, mi nilikuwa nafika nyumbani mapema kabla wengine wafike, and my mother was always outside there kutafuta kuni, tumelewa na kuni. Alafu my father was always at home. Na alikuwa anatengeneza hii pombe inaitwa Muratina.
Yes.
So nikifika nyumbani, ile munyonyi ningepewa ni hiyo Muratina, naambiwa pika kasuku moja, karare. Ukisikia bogobogo wewe karare.
Ukisikia nini?
Ukisikia bogobogo, bogobogo ni ile mahairi eh. So mimi nikiwa nursery class, I was always drunk in the afternoon. Na nilikuwa nakunywa na wazee. Babangu akiwa mmoja wao ndiye alikuanga waiter. So after some years, like 3 years, my father got born again. Akaingia kanisa fulani sitatanja, ambapo sasa tulikuwa tumelelewa Catholic, alafu ile kanisa ameenda wanaibanga wakiwa wamesimama. So for me I had an issue now. I had to go with my father. Once a drinking mate, so akiokoka tunasonga pamoja. Sasa yeye ni kuokoka. Unajua yeye ameokoka kwa sababu as Zulu has posted it, una change because you are tired. So my father was tired. After like 40 years, he has just introduced me to something that I should get tired if I follow him.
Wait, 40 years later ndio unafaa kuchoka.
Sasa nikichoka mahali alichokea, nitachoka 40 years. Sasa yeye ameokoka wakati niko mwanzo.
Amekuacha.
Nimeanza tu. Sasa ameokoka and he expected me to walk in his ways. In fact, he went to the church and he said, I and my family and my house, we shall serve the Lord. And I'm wondering now who is going to be buying me beer now. Who ameenda na kamunyeso tutakuwa tunatoa wapi? So it became now a battle between the faith and now my father and what now I was. And sasa kanisa tena ikakuwa ni kanisa ya kuimba kama wamesimama. Tusimame tukiimba national anthem, alafu tusimame tukiimbia Mungu. I had issues. Hakukuwa na mambo ya murukaruke. And I remember one day nilirukaruka nikavutwa masikio nikaambiwa I'm bringing the world to the church. I will not say which church is that. Okay. They have their faith that we are not here to discuss faith.
Yes.
So mimi nikaanza kuchukia kanisa and my father has already decided we have to go to church. Yes. Saturday kulikuwa kunafungwa, chakula ilikuwa inapikwa Friday jioni. So mutapika tena sunset ya Saturday. Na siendi kanisa. If you have to eat, you have to go to church, which is already boring me. So mimi nikaanza kutoroka church.
Yes.
I loved watching Tarzan. You remember that program
Tarzan, yes.
So nilikuwa naenda kuwatch Tarzan and chakula imefungiwa nikaanza kuimba chakula. Charity begins at home. So siwezi nikakaa njaa na ninajua kuna githeri imebaki kule ndani. Alafu ni zile nyumba za bao pale chini ni unaweza chimba uingie. So that's how I started stealing. Na my father was a carpenter. Akakuja akatengeneza venye siwezi nikaingia ama nivunje nini. So I started stealing kwa neighbor. Unaona venye sasa nimeanza. Then
na hii ni chakula tu.
Ni chakula sasa naimba.
Okay.
Alafu now Saturday we are going to watch Tarzan mahali kwa video show. Wasee wenye tunawatch nao wana smoke. Kila mtu wako smoking. So nikadhani if you have to watch this thing well na uingiane na wewe usmoke. So we started smoking sisi wote. I think
how old sasa tokea?
I was now 10, around 10 hapo kwa sababu I was in class 3. I was in class 3. And so tukaanza kuvuta mpaka mbangi kwa hiyo place. Sasa kumbuka sana bado nakunywa pombe. And I didn't have money. So the only way I had to do it was to steal books from the school and then steal from my neighbors. Na siku moja nikashikwa nikiwa nimeimba books shule. Nikapelekwa kwa chief, nikafinywa kidogo, alafu nikarudishwa shule. So kufinywa kidogo, kurudi shule. Watu wananiita Cyrus Kagwaro. Kagwaro is a name for a stank thief wa nugu fulani. So they started calling me a thief and singekaa huko. Now I came to the village and we formed a gang. Are you seeing the chronology of things?
Uliacha shule sasa?
Sasa nimeacha shule. Siwezi nikakaa mahali wewe unatakaje mahali kuko na wanafunzi na wewe ni Kagwaro.
Okay.
They should also call you classmates. Sasa wakuiti classmates wanakuita Kagwaro. Sasa nimeshikwa nikiwa class 3. Nimeshikwa nikiwa nimeiba vitabu class 8. So I was even wiser than the...
Umeiba vitabu za watu wa class 8?
Yeah.
Ukiwa class 3?
Nilikuwa nawekea vizuri.
Cyrus.
Nilikuwa nawekea vizuri. So when I came now to the village, tuka form gang, unajua I always wanted to stand out. So I became now yule kwa gang ni mimi sana naenda sana. So my mother was told about me. Na kama kuna makosa mimi mamangu alifanya, nasema my mother alifanya, ni kunitusi. They used to discipline me. Mimi nimepata round of 4 from my parent. Mamangu anagonga, mamangu anauma. At my back sasa niko na meno, mamangu aliniuma like 30 years ago na niko na ni kama tattoo. Unaweza sema hii ni mora spirimora na amekuuma huko umevaa jacket. Sasa mzazi ako serious kukuuma. And they tried, but now the point ya mamangu kushinda akiniita umbwa. Gui, unajua she was calling me a umbwa. Alafu ako serious. Mpaka unajua unaitwa umbwa mpaka unaona yenyewe mimi ni umbwa. Juu hata mwenye ananiita anajua Kenya aliza. And this is where na mimi hapa ndipo naambianga wazazi, mind what you are calling your kids. Because mtoto wa nyoka ni nyoka. Mtoto wa umbwa na mama ya kaumbwa ni mbwa. So parents should mind what they are calling their kids.
Yes.
And I don't think that battle of beauty can be just a mbwa. Mimi sitakangi mpaka bibi yangu akiita mtoto wangu hata zile stalking za nugu. Because me, you can see handsome me then with a nugu. Anyway, so that's what my mother kept on calling me. And let me tell you, once have power. So nikaanza kujichukia. The people in the village started calling me a dog. And I started behaving like one. Kuimba vitambu huku nini, kuimba village. Siku moja nikashikwa. In my village, when they catch you stealing, they don't sympathize. Ni mafuta na taya. And as young as I was, waliniweka taya na wakaniweka mafuta. No. Ready to burn. They called my mother. Kuja, mama Karani. Ona kijana yako. Do you know what my mother said? Umbwa hii, umekufa hivyo na akaenda. She just left me to burn. And thank God kwa sababu kama angenitetea tungeburn wote. Juu wangefikiria I steal na mpelekea. Yeah. So hapo kudos tungeburn. So sasa kabla nichomwe, God has angels everywhere. Mzee mmoja akasema, wacha tusikachome, juu atajui katakuwa kanini. Wacha tukapeleke kwa chief. Nikasema afadhali hiyo. Afadhali chief aenda nifungie kwake milele. Kuchomo. So kupeleka kwa chief, akakaa na mimi like 3 days akanipeleka Kerugoya police station. And that is where now I stayed for like I was sent to a remand for 2 weeks. Then I was brought back. Now when I was brought back, that is where now I lost my trust with my parents because they cheated me. Walikuja pale nyuma. Unajua sasa kabla ukingonja uende kotini, kuna mali mtu anaekangwa pale nyuma. My father came and my mother walikoniletea tu mandazi hapo, wakaniambia Cyrus, najua ni aje, imesemekana ukienda useme ulifanya, alafu useme pole, utaachiliwa. I was like, hiyo ndio nakufanya. So when I got in, hata kambura ngichanja malize, nilifanya hivyo na pole.
Ndani.
And for that, you have been sentenced 4 years.
You went.
So mimi at 12, at around 12 now 11, nilifungwa njera, nilifungwa na juvenile na robbery nikiwa 12. Thank God, now I was not the jail was not in Kirinyaga, it was in Nairobi. So I was the first person to come to Nairobi and chini ya ulinzi mkali na sponsorship ya government. So mimi nikikuja Nairobi sikuja nikiogopa machokora watani hijack or anything. God wawili. Lakini sasa nilikuwa nakuja jela. Then when I came now to nilifungwa Kabete. I believe you know Kabete.
Yes.
Sasa nikiwa Kabete, nikiwa pale ndipo nikaanza kuamini Mungu. So nimeingia Kabete, nimeanza kuamini Mungu yule wa Paulo na Sila. Paulo na Sila.
Atavuja chains.
Na mimi naitwa Silas. So nikaambia Mungu, if you do it, nitaishi kusema wewe ni Mungu. And literally, mimi usema maombi yenye unaomba however stupid. As long as you're talking to God, God listens.
Yeah.
So mimi kwa ndoto nikasikia sauti inaniambia, if you can run away, I can give you wings. Sasa nikaanza kuangalia kuku wako na wings na wavuruki. Sasa ni sauti nasikia. So I was like, ni mbangi, ni pombe ama ni Mungu? Lakini kwa sababu nilikuwa naomba, nikaamini ni Mungu. So I organized 7 guys na tukatoroka. Literally kutoroka na
mkushikwa.
3 of them were caught. Mimi na wase 4 tukatoroka tukalanda hapa Westlands. So wenye walitukaribisha ni machokora. So how do you run away? Si uko na ile uniform ya jela. Na ukitoka nje utarudishwa. So as you run, unaenda ukitoa nguo. Sasa by the time ufika kwa rami, uko wewe na Mungu wako na shetani mko naked truth. Alafu sasa watu wanaona wase 4 wanakuja wakiwa dead, wanawaondokea, so hawashiki. Wanaondoka wanaona kama watu wametoka Mathare. That's how we landed in Westlands. Machokora wakanjua tumetoka wapi, wakatupatia manguo. And then we are there on Friday, Saturday. Mimi njoo kukula ile sala chakula ya kamukembe, ile ya chokora. Nikapata kagari, ka Ferrari.
Woi.
Sema kuvurum.
Yes.
Sasa mimi nilivurum mpaka nikaanguka mahali. Sisters from Consolata ndio walikuja wakanipata kwa takataka, wakanichukua wakanipeleka Don Bosco. So after 3 months in Don Bosco, wakaona Cyrus is bright, Cyrus anaongea English na ako na family. So they decided to take me back home. In Kirinyaga. So they took me back home. I was the first person to bring wazungu kwetu village na sikuona wanyama. Nikuleta mtoto mpotevu. So my father was very welcoming. Friday, Saturday, on Monday at 8 a.m. Ndio makarau. Kumbe ameshapiga simu, nilitoroka jela. So he was like, huyu jamaa mwenye anatoroka jela, Nairobi na anakuja na wazungu. This is death. Akanirudisha jela. So mimi niliporudishwa jela, because I had believed that God can save. Niliacha wakiniandikia pale nikatoroka. So nilitoroka mpaka my father was like, unaona kijana wako venye ana behave na ni jela. Unaona venye ana behave. And I ran away. And from that time, mimi nikakuja Nairobi. And this is where now I accepted. Street is my place. I'm not going back to my parents who don't love me. I will not go back to the village that want to ban me. The street is my place. So ile umbo mamangu aliniita, ikakuwa sasa, ikanifikia sasa. I lived in the streets of Nairobi for 6 years nikiwa chokora. Living like the dog. Sleeping like the dog. Mimi Nairobi nimepigwa vita. Ushaipigwa vita mpaka unakufa ukiwa hai. Unajifanya umekufa kwa sababu they want to see you not moving. Nilipigwa pale jivaji mpaka nikajifanya nimekufa.
Mbona walikuwa wanakuchapa?
Si unajua jivaji iko na hii mlango na ile mlango. So niliiba hii mlango, nikifikiria ile nyingine imefunguliwa, so na mbio yangu ni ile ya kwenda kama nimepita, si ya kufurahi. Kakuta imefungwa. So ile kustasta kidogo hivi kashikwa na umati. I was beaten. Mara nyingine nikagongwa nikaanguka na Nairobi River when it was Nairobi River. Then nikapembo na mtu they thought I'm dead. Severally I've cheated death and God has saved me from it all. Now my 2 friends were shot. walifanya robbery pale hapo karibu na Nation Center, wakivuka ile pande nyingine karibu na Ibrahim's.
Yeah.
That was my base. Hapo ndipo tulikuwa tunafanya parking, alafu tulikuwa tuna smuggle drugs. Sijui kama ushipatana na chokora membeba ngunia, whose body to volume ratio is inversely proportional. Ukisikia nilikuwa chokora nilisoma bado dunia ni kubwa kuliko
mwili inabeba.
Yeah, that was us. Na tulikuwa tunatumiwa na goons kumbeba bunduki na drugs worth millions of money. Tunazitoa huko pande ya huko chini, huko pande ya Kariombangi huko, tunazileta Ngara. And the moment before you transport that drug, wanakuforce utumie. Why? Because they want to use you for a little time, alafu ukitupa network, you are gone.
Na wewe.
Yeah. So zingine tulikuwa tunavuta, ukivuta kadogo hivi unaanza kuona judgment day. Ule ni Musa, Moses, na unaanza kuona mbinguni ndio hii. And after now that these two friends of mine were shot dead. Na wakasema wanakuanga watatu. Tulikuwa tunajulikana juu kazi yetu ilikuwa either kusmago hizo drugs, ama kuimbia wamama vibeti, ama kungoa side mirror za gari. Tunapeleka pale Grogon. So when my friends were shot, wakaanza sasa kunitafuta. Na ninatafutwa ni serious. Wakasema mimi kitu ya kwanza ni mtoro twice pale Getaduru approved school, so I have record. Mimi nikahamia hapo nikakuja Westlands. And my faithful, ndio unajua mwizi yako na siku
ya 40.
Zangu zilikuwa miaka kadhaa.
Kwa 40 days.
So mimi nikaamua sasa I have to be now stealing, kama nafanya robbery nafanya alone, na decide kufanya moja ya mwisho. Ile sasa nifanye moja tu hivi. Nikifanya hiyo nafanya nikiwa Kemona. So my target was Sarit Center. Na kulikuwa na wazungu wenye walikuwa na zunguka hivyo na wako nini. Hiyo time simu yenye ilikuwa juu sana ni 7A4A35. You remember kwa simu kalikuwa kanalia turururu. Sasa nikaona mzungu alikuwa amembeba Nokia colored. That time ungeuza hiyo kitu ungepata pesa mzuri. Then alikuwa amepaka madora mahali. That was my target. Na niliafford kuingia Sarit Center na nikasnatch hiyo bag. Lakini sasa kusnatch Africans wakanifuata bio. So nikavuka barabara ya kwanza, si una wewe yako iko na ile ni ya kwanza na ya pili. Ya kwanza nikavuka vizuri sana. Sasa nikivuka ile ingine karibu na Consolata Church, nikagongwa na gari. So kuna polisi alishoot. Sasa bandara anipige mali, akanigonga mguu, kaniguza mguu kidogo, then nikaanguka kwa barabara. Magari nikagongwa na magari mpaka nikakuwa unconscious. People thought now I'm dead, so they left me and everybody ran away. Sasa luckily mimi sijuangi venye ngondo fanya kazi, kwa sababu the same sisters wenye walikuwa wamenitoa wa Consolata ndio walikufika kwanza kukuta, this guy is in Kirinyaga, what is he doing here?
Oh no.
Wakajua ni mimi, wakanipeleka pale Mpisha, then they went back home to tell my parent we don't have any hope that Cyrus will make it. Nilikuwa nimegonga vibaya sana. Alafu ni ile umekwa barabara katikati, there's a busy way. So zilikuwa zinaniendea juu. Ngine nasema, "Hai, nimekanyanga mguu." So I was unconscious in Kenyatta for a week. Then now after a month ya treatment, uski nilikuwa nimevuta drugs na mpangi na nini. Kenyatta, unajua ukiwekwa upelekwa ukafanywa operation, kuna ile ndawa unapatiangwa ndio ulale. Mimi bandara ya kulala nilikuwa naboeka. So nilikuwa sikuwa ilala. So these guys were like, this young boy na the drugs could not affect me nilale. Nilikuwa tu naboeka, ninaona kulikuwa na watu watatu, nimeanza kuona umati, but so that's how much drugs had affected me. But there is the one prayer I used to pray. Nilikuwa naambia Mungu, if I can stay one day without mbangi, naweza furahia. I never made it. Siku moja nilikuwa navuta more than 20 rolls.
What?
Na nilikuanga around now 16, 15 hapo. Na pombe, I was always so nilikuwa sasa a concoction of drug addict. Mpaka nilikuwa sasa nimeanza kuongea ile slowly. Kinipatia story na sasa ndio hiyo mazi. Unaniuliza unaitwa nani? Nani? Mimi So nilikuwa nimefika hiyo level. Mpaka ile ya kumwaga hiyo rota. And it was hectic. So God can use anything. He can use a tragedy to save your life. So mimi being in Kenyatta sasa nimewekwa machumba na nini, siwezi nikatoka pale. I was able now to Kama ninasikia kichwa inauma nikiwa kwa kitanda na siwezi toka hapo. Kama ni daktari ananidunga kitu kingine lakini si bangi ama nini. So after like a month ndio nikakuwa discharged na nikarudi Gishagi kwetu. Kirinyaga.
Kwa mama na baba.
Sahi this time I'm so broken, they know that I cannot affect them. Hii imekuwa gedua, imekuwa handicap. Hakuna mahali naweza tupeleka. So that's now the time now the village accepted me and I went back to school.
At 15, 16 years.
Sasa singerudi class 3, nilirudi class 5 kwa sababu sasa ningerudi class 3, classmate wangu angeniita niko. So I went to nikapewa class 3 class 5. Sasa class 5 term 1 term 2 drugs tena nikarudi tao. Sasa nikiwa kwa street ndio lakini nikakutana kitambo NTV walikuwa naleta kipindi ilikuwa inaitwa In True Colors.
Yes.
So I went for auditions wakanichukua. Waliponichukua I acted along akina Churchill, Mundo Mubage, hao wakanikari say kama if you can do this and you are in class 5. Ukisoma there is future for you.
Yeah.
So I went back home in a hurry.
To go back to school.
Nikaenda class 8. Nilidanganya mwalimu hivi nikapelekwa class 8. And this is a true story that you can trace in my village. Kuenda class 8, I took position 1 with 391
What?
out of 500.
500. Whoa.
So I got myself in Thika High School.
Ukaenda Thika High School.
So from now Thika High School nikaenda nikasoma nikamaliza nini and so after my classes that is now when I came up with an initiative to help young people who are in drugs that is called Golden Mind Speakers Bureau. Then I went to study nikasomea mambo ya counseling, so now I'm an addiction counselor. Now I already have a rehabilitation center at Ruiru inaitwa Ambassadors Wellness Center where if somebody is in drugs tunaweza msaidia come back.
Wow. When we said transformation, I don't think we were ready for that roller coaster of a journey. Mlikuwa ready? Hapana, sindio? Where's Zulu?
Wow. You know, I think the one thing we are realizing about my brother here is that he had more talent,
Yeah.
and he had strong push for life than even the dad. I think we need to introduce to Africans that your parents may never understand you. You came from them, but you may not have, they may not picture you.
Yes.
Hajatueleza what is happening today, but I'm sure they're still like, okay,
Yes.
huyu ni wetu. Let's normalize not seeing an addict in drugs, but seeing mtoto alijaribu to make life and the dad himself trying to give you alcohol. When you try to reform, they lie to you, they set you up. And I think sometimes we Africans worship parents. You know, honor your parents. We take that, we just worship parents.
we do.
We are not allowed to say my parents hurt me. You are ungrateful. What if they curse you? They are your second God. You know, you know. My brother, you suffered from father wounds. This is neglect. He was not a rebel. He was a neglected child. Given alcohol at home. Where else should our children be? And where was this mother who was calling him dog? Now ni mtoto amepewa pombe to sleep.
Yeah.
The dog is drunk.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think, Mikali, we have made alcohol like a social drink in Africa. Yeah. But to a child, there's nothing casual. You know, grown-ups may drink and say, we are not drinking too much. A child does not have that capacity. What this brother, the society owes him an apology.
Absolutely.
The village owes him an apology. God was with him. There are some people who don't argue about God because if you have already been put tire and mafuta,
Yes.
it's just, you know, and your mother is supposed to defend you, tells you umekufa. I told you will die. You are dead. Then somebody snatches you. Again, how many vehicles knocked him? Some of us can't survive one knock.
That's true.
This guy, vehicles are passing over. They somehow missed the head. Who is that? If it's not his faith, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just to say, I think him and many other children, we let them down.
Yeah.
We brought alcohol at home.
Yeah.
Be careful before you put wine in the fridge. You know the muratina at home and the wine in the fridge.
Same. Same.
You know? And I hope you know the percentage of alcohol in wine is more than most beers, eh?
Yeah.
Before you think you are innocent, eh?
Yeah.
The percentage of alcohol in most wines is 18%, while Tusker is it 3 or 4%? Very small percentage.
Yeah.
It's more concentrated. Just because you paid more money, you think you're special. Kwenda huko.
Point ni itoe kwa fridge.
Honestly, children don't deserve that.
Yeah.
This boy could. Today he's doing well, but you don't know what he could have been if he had a nurturing father, if he had a protective mother. If mommy, instead of calling him dog, called him king, president, governor, CEO, you are great in. What if the words he was given were spelling success, not spelling a curse? Words are spell. The energy. Spell. Let us spell our children to goodness. My brother, I'm sorry. And now that you are a father, I'm sure you are very keen to not only father your own, but father many more. He's also very gifted in speaking.
Yes.
I'm wondering, he called himself counselor. Bro, you're also a speaker. You're also a
A
life coach.
comedian.
You're a comedian. You're many things.
Absolutely.
Bro, stay on and keep putting, especially the children, tell them they can be more than their fathers, more than their families.
Absolutely. And I would love to find out after this very short break, the relationship, like Zulu said. You haven't told us what the relationship is like now with your folks. If they're still there, what is that like for them? When you go back to the village, to the teachers, to a chief, kama you call, like what is that relationship like? And if you have stretched back home to help others, because that's where it started. The gang started there. The cigarettes started there. Are you the ulirudisha charity back at home in a good way this time?
Sure.
We're going to take a very short commercial break. We will be right back. This is the Elevate Show. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Elevate Show. And the question we have for you today as we talk about transformation and transformation in a huge, huge way. We're asking you, do you believe someone with a criminal past deserves a second chance to lead and inspire others? Do you think or believe someone with a criminal past deserves a second chance to lead and inspire other people? NTV Kenya on all our social media platforms. That's on Facebook, Instagram, on X, and TikTok as well. And we'll definitely be checking out your feedback. Cyrus is still here with us, and this time he's holding something. Cyrus, please tell us about this amazing award, and you can show it to the camera as well.
Yeah, so this one, after my reformation, I started singing. And
Wimbo za Mungu, Injili, ama?
of course.
Okay, just checking.
I cannot go all the way with God.
Alafu
Alafu nimwachie hapa
Ah,
juu.
very nice.
So I do gospel music.
Yes.
And this trophy that I'm holding here,
Yes.
hii ya shule.
Okay.
Hii ni yangu.
Okay.
Now, I was awarded in my village. It is written Best Male Artist, Kirinyaga County. The same place where I was the worst thief.
Pendua hivi, ushikilie hivyo ndio
Yeah.
tupate vizuri. The same place.
From the worst thief to the best artist. This is what God can do. And guess who voted? The people in my village voted kabisa. Mpaka wakasema huyu kijana lazima. They were the people, the campaigners.
Yes.
Until nipate hii trophy. So reform and watu wa kwetu tukakuwa sasa mabeshte. Na uliniuliza kama I've gone back. Every year we have a party with the village, now the teenage,
Yes.
and we talk about drugs, we talk about social issues, we talk about a lot of things. And now the parent, because they know my story,
Yes.
they are the ones who funds the eating, the gaming. They tell me, Cyrus, make sure you don't forget this year to come and inspire our young people.
Okay.
So the age mates that I grew up with,
Yes.
wengi walikuwa wameambiwa now in my that time walikuwa wanaambiwa nikikuona na Cyrus na kuua. I was a virus. So I grew up alone, and as we were saying, I was so lonely when I grew up as a child. I had nobody to cry to, because when I go to my parents, and they're the ones who have like introduced me to so many things, they were just sending me back, as I said. And now those people, ndio wazazi wao wananiambianga, Cyrus, kuja uongee na your age mate, kwa sababu anaelekea tu mahali ulikuwa. So mimi nilipitiwa hiyo kitu na nikavuka. So it was just like I went through a syllabus sahi. Mimi ndio wanasoma nami.
Okay.
My parents are normal. My father passed in 2017. My mother passed in 2020. But before they passed, I was their best child. They were like, ukiguza Cyrus.
Tutakosana.
Wetu.
Oh.
I happened to have my story shared by the Nation newspaper.
Yes.
So they were so proud. My father was so proud to see himself in the newspaper. And as Zulu has said, destiny sometimes are crumbled down there because of lack of parenthood. Mimi saa hii najua pombe ni single. Pombe ni msee single. The moment he get married, ndiye anavutanga sasa bangi, cocaine na nini. Na utasikia watu wengi wakisema nilianza na pombe, so mali tulienda kukunywa pombe, nikapata kuna shisha, kuko na sigara, tukaanza. So pombe ni single. It's a very single, ready to mingle stuff, demon thing. And the moment they get married in you, hiyo ndio unaonanga sasa huyu msee amedhoofika, lakini alianza na one sip. So avoid one sip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Na watu wengi wamepitia kwa mikono yako in terms of transformation and the rehab facility.
Yeah, so many. I was even telling my friend, if today I tell anybody who has ever seen me face to face, tukiongea mambo ya drugs warudi, it's more than 1 million. I've spoken to so many young people in the mashule huku, Bomet. I don't think kuna county sinjaenda in schools, churches to talk about them. I started this program 10 years ago, so you can imagine a milestone of 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Sasa ndio maana sasa nimefika hii mwaka tukakuwa na hiyo rehabilitation center, and I have my friend Zulu here is a writer. In August I'm planning to launch my book Broken but Not Destroyed.
Hey.
No, they missed the title. He missed the title.
Say it
The
again.
title is Broken but Not Destroyed. Sai mguu yangu imevunjika. Tulienda mchongwano mahali. Unajua mnachongwananga out of creativity. Zulu sicheke. Lakini sasa mmoja alinichongoa reality. Unajua sasa? Akasema wase. Lolo jamaa ako na miguu miwili ya left. Sasa
Uko ways the
miguu yangu inakaa hivi. I have a bent leg but not a bent heart. So mimi usema kila mtu ako na mahali ya compent. Mtu ashughulike na bent yake. Juu mwingine sasa Kikuyu tunasema unuradhua. Kudhua you are limping.
Yes.
So me I'm limping in my legs. Another mwingine analimpa akili. Mwingine analimp huku. So mind you are limping. Because mimi sahi niko sawa. My limping is my motivation.
Absolutely.
Zulu, I think he has used an example where one guy was transformed from a con man to a prince through limping. He was Jacob. He was going home and he met somebody, they wrestled, he was caused to limp. Sometimes I think when we are too perfect, we are too proud.
Yes. Hapo kuna ukweli.
When we are too fine, we praise women, fine as a glass of wine. You are an angel in human form. Guys, are you aware if you overpraise a lady, she fears you because you finally know who she is, then you will reduce her value. As you admire beautiful women, be careful. I told one person, if you want to win Cristiano Ronaldo, you can't praise his football. He hears that every day.
Yes.
So don't praise Mwikali with, okay, there's some things you can see about Mwikali, and I can also see them. Everybody can see them. If you only stick with that, it's boring, bro. Be creative. If you meet Cristiano, talk about what he's trying to do, and he's awkward at it. He's trying to play keyboard to raise her son. He's struggling with the son. Now go that. After you appreciate Mwikali, don't overdwell.
Yes.
I want to touch you. I can't imagine I'm in the night. That's nonsense. So go to the other thing that she's trying to grow in.
Yes.
Compliment and grow there. What I like to this man, he has admitted being a man, that he is not perfect.
Yeah.
Men, we try to look like we are everything so that we can please ladies. Ladies are not fools.
No.
In fact, when you sound that you don't know your weaknesses, she's afraid. Maybe you have a bad temper you're not aware of, and you will kill her because of it. In another show, we'll be talking about how the people have been disagreeing in love, arguing, then they cause death. Because you're not aware that you have a bad temper. You're not aware that you can't stand rejection. You're not aware that you're not, the limping. This man has changed his limping, his shameful history, to become a successful story and a story of hope. I think Cyrus represents what we could be having today as the people on our screens and TikToks. Can we reduce our appetite for nonsense? As our people, we love nonsense.
Yeah.
When somebody posts a TikTok eating spider, swallowing spiders, you watch that more. It is trending. When Cyrus writes a TikTok showing how he has transformed from this to this, you're like, swipe. So you keep waiting for scandalous story.
Yeah.
Mutainguni said, sometimes you blame the politicians, you are blaming the wind vane. The wind vane usually follows the wind.
The wind.
These politicians you are insulting, they are your choices. These nonsense socialites, who makes them famous?
We do.
Who gives them views?
We do.
What about the transformers, the Cyrus type? this village that gave him, these people gave him a trophy. Let's give trophies to the right people.
Absolutely.
Let's give trophies to these ones who are giving our sons hope. Not everybody can go through what you went through and cheat to death so many times.
Yeah.
Normally you don't survive. I hear the cat has many lives. You're not a cat. You know? So I'm happy he came from the dead, quite literally, to warn us what can go wrong with casual drinking, casual giving your boy a call, casual neglecting, casual. I think it's this time that us as fathers and him as the speaker can now hold our son's hand and say, nobody will come close to my son until I usher him to the world.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that, Zulu.
And also a warning to the parent. A parent, the moment nilisikia mmoja ameambia mtoto enda shule nugu hii, nikamwambia lazima uitwe, because the principal he is not from KWS.
You're right.
He is trained to deal with children, not monkeys. Sasa umemtumia nugu, lazima uitwe, because the ones are spiritual. The moment hii kitu unashinda, ndio maana unaona watoto wengi wamesoma, they are stuck now in life. Mtu ako na ability, alianza job lakini mamake alimuita umbwa, so kwa hiyo job bando kile kispirit cha kiumbo anaanza kutapatapa pale, anaanza kukua mistreated. So parents need to mind the literal jokes we call, toka hapa wewe kajinga, that kajinga, and you want him to get an A. Unapeleka nugu, this is a very expensive nugu. Imagine nugu ikiwa Mangu High School.
You're right.
So,
That's true.
You are paying a lot for animals, isn't it? Sorry.
So we need to do better. We need to do better. And the floor is open for our audience to ask their questions. We have a question over there.
Hi, my name is Eve. Thank you very much for overcoming the addiction. Kuna wengine wetu sisi tume come up from the neglected like parents. Wengine wetu unapata mzazi anakuchukia because of the other gender. So unapata like uko on depressed, uko nini, you don't have anything to do, lakini sasa umefika, you look forward to the future, but deep down hadi kwenda home you feel it's a no.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. The next person with a question.
So hi.
Hi.
My name is Wangare Wamodoni na Kinyanjui. Okay, first of all, we are happy that Cyrus K, you've learned that hurt people hurt others, and we are happy that you are moving on. Again, about your church, we've heard that you are a pastor. Who is your church? Labda president ataona akuje aleta 20 million. Otherwise, thank you so much for that. Yeah?
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Mrembo mcheshi Kananu Catherine is me.
Yes.
Cyrus, as the Bible says in 1 Chronicles chapter 4 and verse 10, it's about the story of Jabez, where he said, God, expand my territories, that you may bless me, I may be free from pain. We really thank God because you were able to overcome that. Na ukaacha kuitwa umbo, ukasema ya kwamba hutaki kabisa kuitwa umbo. And it's very nice that uliamua kumtupa jongo na mti wake kabisa na ukaacha hivyo vitu vyote ambavyo ulikuwa unavifanya in order for you to be able to encourage others, in order for you to be able to shape the life of others. Now, ilivyo kwamba wahenga walisema kwamba samaki mkunje angali mbichi, I know there is future for your generation, your child, the other children that you are bringing up, there is bright future for them. Now, there is this one thing that you did. Kisa ambacho wewe mwenyewe, ukikumbuka kile ambacho ulifanya unashtuka kwanza, na haungependa kurudia hivyo, na pia ungependa labda kumuonya mwingine ambaye uko pale ama yuafikiria kwenda pale, asije akathubutu. Kisa ambacho ulifanya, maana nikidhani kwamba mara nyingi ulipokosa pesa labda za kwenda kutafuta vileo na mambo mengine, kuna jambo tu vituko tu vijimambo ambavyo uliweza kufifanya ili mradi kukuwezesha kupata pesa za kutafuta vileo na madawa na mambo mengine. Sasa hiki kisa kumradhi, kisa ambacho ulikifanya na kikakuumiza zaidi, kikakukera sana, kikakuadhiri kwa mpigo, labda unaweza tuambia, utueleze kulienda vipi na uliokokaje kutoka hapo?
Asante. I think in a nutshell, kile kisa ambacho nilifanya ni ku let the circumstances push me to where they pushed me. Because so many things around you, they will force you to a certain direction, but you have the power to control them to where you want them to be. So sitting down and blaming the village, blaming my father, it was the worst thing I can ever do. Na siku moja niliketi nikasema, you know, I was still in the street when I got born again. Like, niona zile vitu Mungu ameniondoa nikasema, hata sasa itabidi niokoke sitarudi tena. So as Zulu had said, nilichoka na nikasema, the worst thing I ever did is letting circumstances push me towards. Now I have a broken leg. Niko na broken leg. Wazazi wangu they died with their legs intact. Yeah. So there are so many things that can kila mtu anaweza blame so many things. The worst thing is me letting circumstances around me become a thief. Maybe I could have ningezichocha hivi ningekuwa something else. And then God brought me back to tell people it's not about the environment. It's about you and where you are going. If you have a vision, whether kuna mtu mmoja alikuja kwa seminar kutuambia mapenzi siku hizi tukawaambia, mimi nikamwambia we are not marrying your partner. Kama yako ikufanya kazi wachana na yenye inafanya ifanye. Yeah, so as we also talking about social media, kitu moja tu inafanya kila mtu sasa hizi siku ile ina trend sana ni kuongewa ni constant. Sasa si mimi bibi yangu. Sasa does not mean that I have to tell my mother. Unajua ameniambia bibi yangu hata haya ni kama nitakongewa.
I think that statement is not complete. Mtu akisema kugongewa ni constant, anafaa amalizie kwangu.
Kwangu, exactly. Kwangu.
Yeah. You check my family. Did you check my life? Why are you saying constant? When did you check kwako? Thank you.
So blaming the environment na niseme social media is for me ninaona ni so cause I mean lakini ni more dangerous than the coronavirus. Kwa sababu it is affecting people in their comfort zone. Haina warning that they don't go to nini. Watu people are enjoying being misread.
You are right.
Na nilikuwa nauliza wasichana mahali tulikuwa kwa seminar. Now that you are posting, every time you are posting you are behind unapata likes. What if now we post your hand? We post your brain. Tutoe hizo ma behind tuwekelee kichwa. How many likes?
I like that.
Yeah, so people need to be themselves and know in the ocean of so much takataka, I will stand out to be a single drop in that ocean and I will be myself. So I blamed people. That was my mistake. Now I blame myself even for myself. Every time I wake up, I kiss him, he's a son. I tell him, my king. Oh, I tell him so many things that I never received from my parents. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think he's saying the worst thing even you can say is circumstances forced me.
Yes.
Circumstances never forced you to become king. Never forced you to win. They forced you to compromise, to take shortcuts. So you should say, I defied odds. I defied circumstances to do the opposite. I think that's his message.
Sure.
Never say again, circumstances forced me.
Na Zuru, mtu akipelekwa kwa klabu, tu blame mwenye alimpeleka. Mtu akinunuliwa pombe, tu blame mwenye amemnunulia. Mtu akimweka pombe kwa mdomo, tu blame mwenye amemwekea pombe. Lakini kumeza, tu blame yeye. Sasa kumeza tukublame.
Exactly.
Hiyo yote kumeza ni wewe. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, Cyrus, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story of hope.
Well, thank you.
And for anyone who's watching and wondering how they can get in touch with you directly, if they need, for people in their family, for themselves as well, the rehab center, if that is a facility they'd like to probably check themselves into, or other people, how can they go about that?
Okay, so mimi niko kwa Facebook as Cyrus K Music.
Okay.
Cyrus K Music. Kwa WhatsApp namba yangu ni 07 17 17 19 19. We can ni simple sana because ni official. 07 17 17 19 19. Ni wapi kwingine? Kwa X nilienda na X alienda na X yangu. And YouTube niko Cyrus K. And we are very open. Kuja, sharing is caring, so you can share so that tunaweza jua venye tunaweza saidia mtoto wako. I also facilitate for churches and schools. Na point of correction, mimi sina kanisa. You know, kanisa iko na so many calls. I'm called in my church as an evangelist and a pastor Nash. Okay. Pale Cornerstone Family Chapel, Kamakis.
Aha. Naona tufunge. Zulu, naona tufunge, lakini muimbi ako na award. Tunaweza mwachilia kama hajatuimbia kamoja? Tunaweza achilia kweli? Mi naona ukanini ka chorus.
Ni sawa.
Ka chorus hivi ndio tunafunga, chocha niseme kwa hili alafu tukache ukimba.
Okay.
Asanteni sana for checking us out today, for tuning in today. Thank you, Karibu In, for hosting us, for my amazing audience as well. Asanteni sana. Zulu, uendelee kubarikiwa. Uje hapa na wisdom every single Wednesday. We'll love to hear from you. Asante, Cyrus.
Asante sana.
Adios from me. Tunafungiwa show na Cyrus K Music.
So mimi juu ninaona wengi hapa ni mayouth na mimi ni mse wa mayouth. I'll do a youth one.
Fanya ya youth.
Na sidio?
Yes.
Inaenda hivi. Mr. DJ yuko ready? So inaenda hivi, yo. Mimi sitachoka kuwapasha habari eti kuna zimi liloshuka duniani kwa jina ukimwi na halichagui, wote la chafua jo halibagui, hata uwe mkali kama pilipili, ukimwi ni hatari, so jihadhari, ni wengi wamechotwa kabla wajachoka. Mimi nakusihi na histori na kupasha, zima zima kipenzi ni kitamu, uchungu ni ukimwi, ukiyavulia shati utayaogea, majuto mjukuu nadhani wanielewa, kwa familia kumebaki babu na nyanya, na sisi vijana twazidi kujindanganya, eti twachanuka na huku twararuka, vipi tutagutuka sisi bila hulka, kuhanya na bando twakanywa, masikio yetu tumeshatia pamba, siyesikia la mkuu huvujika guu, ndo maana nakusihi na histori na kupasha, zima kipenzi ni kitamu, uchungu ni ukimwi, ukiyavulia shati utayaogea, majuto mjukuu nadhani wanielewa, songa nayo.
Asante sana. Thank you so much.